Hello everyone! Tea is going to be like a regular thing in my vlog. Today's is a vanilla chai vegan latte kind of. It has soy milk in it. So it's been a while and I figured I could talk today about what it's been like transitioning back from Japan to the US. I can say the first few days was really weird. Because I kept on trying to talk to people in Japanese and I was bowing at people. It was really weird getting used to like how big everything in the US is. Like I never realized how big things were. Like bathroom stalls are ridiculously spacious. There's too much space. I don't understand it. And the food transition was weird, even though one of the things I didn't like about why do you keep doing this? Fix yourself. One of the things that I struggled with the most in Japan was that I couldn't find a lot of vegetables and stuff, which was what I was used to eating, and I was eating mostly fish, eggs, and rice every single day. Now coming back, I eat mostly vegetables again. That was a transition. Definitely getting used to being understood and understanding again was weird, because for so much of my trip in Japan, I was having to over-enunciate and slow down how I talk, really learn to read people's body language and, you know, communicate more with my body than with language, because my Japanese is not very good. Hopefully I'm going to fix that soon. But the biggest transitions were definitely getting used to the big space and how I communicated with people. Now that I'm back, there's a lot of things that I appreciate about the US that I didn't before. I remember the first thing that I texted my parents when I got into the airport in Dallas was, "It's so nice to see diversity." One of the things that you really got used to in Japan was being the odd one out. Japan is a very homogenous country where it's very, very rare that you see someone that's not Japanese or not Asian for that matter. And even though I am partially Japanese, it was still obvious that I wasn't full, and I would face discrimination for being a foreigner, but I would also experience some camaraderie when people found out that I was Japanese or when they assumed I was Japanese. So I appreciate the diversity. I appreciate not being such a minority that I freak out when I see other foreigners. After living in Japan, I appreciate how much freedoms I have as a woman in the US that I hadn't realized I really had till I went to Japan. It's a very sexist culture there, and I really appreciate a lot of what I have here. Even though there's a lot of work to still be done in the US, I've come to realize that we have it pretty good compared to some other countries, and we've made a lot more progress than I was willing to admit before. Before I left for Japan, I was kind of anti-US. I was very unhappy with how my country was, and like I said, while there are a lot of issues right now, what with police brutality and things like that, we've made a lot more progress than other countries, and I'm really grateful for that after being in Japan. We're talking about, you know, the transition and stuff. I want to talk about why I think study abroad is important. For example, like learning what I just said, that I appreciate my country a lot and that we have a lot of things going good for us that I never recognized before I left the country. I also had my worldview incredibly impacted. When I left for Japan, I thought that I was going to be so more well-versed in the world and in what I understood of the world because I had been outside of my country. I thought I was gonna know so much more. In reality, while I do know more than I did before I left for Japan, I feel very, very small and insignificant in comparison to the rest of the world. There's so much that I haven't seen, so much I haven't experienced yet, that it was just really eye-opening. I really wish that I could go to every country and take a history and culture class while living in that country, because I felt like I learned so much about my heritage and about my culture in ways that I never would have understood if I had just taken the class in the US. And on top of experiencing the Japanese culture, I also met a lot of non-US foreigners. My worldview was tested for the first time when I realized, wow, not all white people speak English. I met several other foreigners that weren't from the US. I met a British dude named Thomas that I met at a language class. I talked to some Australians on a tram one time. I talked to a Russian boat owner. I just think study abroad is so important for that reason, to realize the privilege that you have if you're an American, realize that not all white people speak English, and realize that there's a lot more than your home sphere out there that you should experience. So now that I'm back in the US, what am I working on? Well, the reason I was in Japan was not only to study abroad, but because I'm an honors student at my university, and as an honors student, I have to write a thesis that relates to my major. Since I'm a creative writing major, I am writing a novel based on my grandmother's life growing up in World War II Japan. It's been an emotional experience. I'm extremely excited about that, and I'm going to continue working on it as I go through school and when I return to Japan next summer. So while in the year to come you may not see a ton of travel exciting videos like I've had in the past, I will continue to vlog. I will continue to talk about my life and my experiences, and when I return to Japan I will definitely have more travel videos. For those of you that subscribed for that reason, there definitely will be more to come. But in the meantime, I will be talking about my art, I will be talking about writing, I will be talking about things that frustrate me in life and in school. I'll be talking more about my hair because I've done a lot of stuff to it that I wish I could have seen videos on the internet. Yeah. Explore. Have adventures. Indulge your wanderlust. It's important. I guess that's all for now. See you later. Subscribe, comment, like if you want to. Yeah. Bye.